Nephews of former National Football League star Kermit Alexander were shot dead in their home today. Witnesses said that two gunmen walked in the family bungalow and opened fire. They didn't say anything, said a 13-year-old boy who escaped by hiding in a closet. He said they just came in shooting. Alexander was a star halfback at UCLA, then played for San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Philadelphia in an 11-year professional career.
Tequan Andre Lil Fee Cox was born on December 1, 1965 in Los Angeles, California. He became a member of the Rollin 60 Neighborhood Crips, a Los Angeles street gang, and was on parole for an unrelated offense at the time of the crimes. Chapter 2. The Alexander Family Murders, August 31, 1984. In the early morning of August 31, 1984, Cox, then 18, and accomplices entered a home in South Los Angeles belonging to Ibora Alexander, the mother of former NFL player Kermit Alexander. 4 family members were killed: Ibora Alexander, 59, Deetra Alexander, 25, Damon Bonner, 6, Damani Garner Alexander, 12. The intended target was actually a different house nearby. Cox and the others had misread or mislocated the target address. Cox and his co-defendant Darren Charles Williams entered and opened fire. Other accomplices, Horace Burns, Lisa Brown, Ida Moore, were part of the plot, with Burns acting as lookout and the women driving the getaway van. Chapter 3. Arrest, Trial, Death Sentence. In 1986, Cox was convicted of 4 counts of first-degree murder with special circumstances in Los Angeles County. The jury sentenced him to death, and he was placed on death row at San Quentin State Prison. His convictions and sentencing were upheld on appeal, including a federal appeals court decision in 2011 that denied rehearing of his death sentence. Chapter 4. Life on Death Row, Violence Behind Bars. In 1988, Cox stabbed fellow inmate Stanley Tookie Williams, co-founder of the Crips, an event later portrayed in the 2004 TV film Redemption. The Stan Tookie Williams story, escape attempt. On July 18, 2000, Cox and 2 other inmates nearly escaped San Quentin through a damaged section of fencing, allegedly planning to take hostages before being subdued by guards. Chapter 5. Monster Cody. Literary context. The 1984 murders and events around Cox are referenced in gang-related literature, including Leon Bing's Do or Die, about at-risk youth and street life; Monster, a biography of an L.A. gang member, by Cody Monster; Scott, also known as Monster Cody, a former member of the 8-Tray gangster Crips who later wrote about gang culture. In those texts, Cox's crime is used as part of broader discussions of L.A. gang violence in the 1980s, not as a personal collaboration with Monster Cody. Monster Cody, real name Sanyika Shakur, was a documented gang member and author, not connected as a direct associate or participant in Cox's crime, but mentioned in the same literature for context on the era's gang environment. Chapter 6. Legacy, Public Impact. Cox's case remains a notorious example of gang-related innocent target murders, partly because of the high-profile status of the victim's family. The case has also been used in legal discussions about death penalty appeals and parole challenges for inmates serving long sentences for crimes committed in the 1980s. The Rollin 60s Neighborhood Crips are one of the largest and most influential Crip sets to ever come out of Los Angeles, specifically the Crenshaw District South Central area. Where they're from, they're mainly tied to the west side of South Central LA, around areas like Crenshaw Slauson, Hyde Park View Park, Windsor Hills, Edges, Lamert Park area, close by. Territory shifts depending on era and who you ask, but that's the core zone. Why they're so known. Rollin 60's got a rep for numbers, big membership reach, connections across LA plus outside states, being a major card in Crip politics. They're also one of the main reasons the word Rollin became a huge thing across Crip culture. What neighborhood means, Neighborhood Crips, is a family identity inside Crips. So Rollin 60's Neighborhood Crips means they're Crips, but specifically aligned with the Neighborhood Crip side, not the Gangster Crip side. Neighborhood Crip Alliance, NHC. The Neighborhood Crip Alliance, NHC, is basically a coalition or umbrella of Crip sets that identify as Neighborhood Crips and tend to have mutual ties, support, and politics. Think of it like Crips equal the whole tree. NHC equals one major branch of that tree, who's usually considered NHC. Sets that commonly fall under NHC include examples: Rollin' 40s NHC, Rollin' 50s NHC, Rollin' 60s NHC, Rollin' 90s NHC, Rollin' 100s, Underground and Block Crips, etc. 111 NHC East Coast Crips sometimes get mentioned alongside them in politics, but they're their own major identity. Not every set moves identical, but the NHC label means we're in the neighborhood car. And what makes NHC different historically? NHC sets are known for stronger neighborhood identity, tighter alliances, and politics often being in opposition to gangster Crip sets at different points in history. NHC versus gangster Crips, the big split. A lot of Crip politics gets simplified into two sides: neighborhood Crips, NHC, Rollin' 40s, 50s, 60s, 90s, etc. More Rollin' identity, in many cases gangster Crips, GC. Examples: 8-Tray Gangster Crips, 83 GC. Insane Crips. Kitchen Crips, 107. Hoover used to be Crip but became their own thing. Hoover Criminals. Important: these alliances aren't one-size-fits-all, and they've shifted over time.